we're talking about the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald today, and that's why we're here. So we're going to cover the chords, we're going to cover the intro, we're going to cover the strumming patterns, we're going to cover the verse. Also, we need three things. We don't need a 12-string acoustic guitar, but it's pretty cool to have for the song. A capo on the 2nd fret, and we're going to need a killer memory so that we can remember all of those lyrics. But we're starting with a chord A sus2 on capo 2. And if you're new to his 12-string guitar, each string is duplicated. The bottom 3 strings, or 4 strings, are duplicated. For example, the low E string has an octave on it. Right? And that happens with the A, the D, and the G strings as well. The B strings are doubled, and the high E strings are doubled. We're starting with A sus2, 2 middle fingers, the 2nd and 3rd fingers on fret 2 on the 2 middle strings. And the right hand just does this really cool down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, or 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6. And we'll slow that down a little bit. The intro doesn't stay there for long. And then the A moves up to this next shape, which is kind of like it's like the G chord on fret 5 on the D string, with fret 4 on the G string, and the open B and the open high E. And we're not really playing either one of the E or the A strings, but we could, if you happen to play them. Not the end of the world. Don't be too hard on yourself. So we have A sus2, and then that G chord, G, B, B, open, high E, and then we immediately head over to the D chord, and then back to the A sus2. Try to figure out a fingering strategy for that too. You can start with the 2 middle fingers. I like the 2 middle fingers on my left hand, but if you started with finger 1, then we don't really need to do anything except for switch these 1 and 2. We don't really need to do anything except for, as we slide up to position 4, just to flip the fingers around. That's pretty easy. Once we do that, we can keep that first finger on G string on fret 4 and slide that back to fret 2, and then play the D sus2, which is pretty much minimal movement. And if efficiency is your thing, you found the right lesson today. So we've got A sus2, and then D sus2, and then A sus2 again. Dun, and then the verse is. Maybe you've seen these chords before, but it's A sus2 again, and basically A sus2 moves down to the next set of strings down, which is the E, open E, fret 2 on the A, fret 2 on the G, or the D, open G, open B, and open high E. So, as we say in some parts of this state, minor, A minor, or E minor. So we've got that nice E minor, and then D sus2 or D if you want. I think Mr. Lightfoot would just be happy that we're still playing the song, right? So there's this nice, and then G chord. You could play like this probably, because it keeps that guitar nice and open sounding instead of that Nashville sort of G. We're looking for that nice open sound. And then D goes back to the A, hang out there, and then we start again. Measure 2, measure 3, and then measure bar pattern, A sus2 to E minor, G, and then D, and then A minor, A sus2 again. We go back up to that. I think it's just pretty much you got to learn the melody on all of the songs that we learn how to play. And if you've been around the channel for a while, you know that I'm sort of an encourager of learning the melody, because that's the most important part, you know, one of the most important parts of the song. Improvise your way through it. You know, you've got a nice I would say A minor. We could use A minor with the exception that we're using a D major chord, so it would be F sharp, right? A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, and then A. So nice Aeolian or a natural minor sound or relative minor sound. And that fits kind of all of this whole chord progression. So if you wanted to explore that melody while I'm playing it a few times around, go ahead. The whole scale would actually be, you know, A minor pentatonic. Something like that, you know, it's you know A minor pentatonic. If you don't, here it is. It's the old 1-4-1-3-1-3, and then 1-3-1-4-1-4 scale, right, on the 5th fret. We're on the 7th fret here, but, you know, capo 2 means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to play the chords for you just a little bit. If you're still hanging out, go ahead and check out that A minor pentatonic and see what you can come up with for some melody. How's it going? Pretty good? Let's take it one more time around and see what you got. Well, guess what? We found ourselves at the end of this session, and I really appreciate you hanging out and really talking about a wonderful, possibly one of my favorite songs, to witness Mr. Gordon Lightfoot and his Gordon Lightfoot Band play, or the Lightfoot Band play together, and you know, a few years ago, and just a wonderful experience. And I hope you enjoyed the song. I hope you keep playing it, keep the song alive, And let me know in the description, in the comments below, what you want to see for upcoming lessons. If you have questions about this particular lesson, or if you have commentary on Mr. Lightfoot's history of the song, feel free to drop those lines in the comments. And I guess until we meet again, happy picking.